So morning folks, how you doing? Haven't stuck anything up in a while, so yeah, just for various reasons, just been very busy and tired and not really feeling like it, That's not an easy thing to do to kind of sit in front of a camera and talk. It's not always something you want to do on a daily basis or whatever. But anyway, but I had a day's guiding recently, and I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I noticed or that I learned watching other anglers. Right, I tend not to fish very much when I guide. In fact, I tend not to fish at all if I at all can, unless lads are absolutely hammering fish and they say, "Go ahead, have your cast there." But we were fishing on the open coast, and we got a few in the darkness in the morning. The morning before that, I'd fished the same mark, and I had nailed fish out of it, and I thought, right, well, this is where we'll go, right? And so that's where we went, and there wasn't a bass really to be seen. The young lad, Josh, he got his personal best there, right, which was great, fantastic. His little rod bent over double, and he absolutely did that fish. It was great, and got it back in one piece, and really, really nice. Delighted with himself. Great to see kids out fishing, really, really something else. So he was made up with that. But other than that, the mark had gone quiet, right, and it had fished pretty well for me the morning before, right, which is just quintessential bass fishing, right? They're in one place one day and they're in another place the next day. But we weren't to be beaten, so we kept going anyway, and we ended up on a favourite mark of mine, and it was all very, very quiet, nothing going on really. The lad said, make a few casts away there, so I was just flicking lures out or whatever, and up bangs a garfish, and I said, Jesus, if there's garfish there's something about to happen, there's bait, something's going to kick off. And the water then literally just came alive, right? Came alive with bait. I mean, it was everywhere, and there were joey mackerel everywhere, and they were driving the sardines up onto the beach, And I've had a couple of messages off people saying, I'm surrounded by bait and I can't catch bass. What's going on, And well, it's the same with pike, right? Like, they get stuffed, or they get totally picky, right? They just get super focused on one thing. But what I've noticed is that Derek's a pike angler, and pike anglers make really good bass anglers. So very quickly they catch on to it, right? So he just took a lure that was a good profile for a joey mackerel, and he fished it nice and slow, and just kept it coming in, and bang, fish on. So everybody put up similar type of lure, and bang, 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 bang. So we had great fishing until the light died, and the minute the light died, the fishing just died, because the mackerel were gone. They were out the door. So it was just really interesting kind of observation that it's always it's like nighttime fishing is always better than daytime fishing. Well, not always. Do you know what I mean? And particularly now coming into the autumn, I certainly will do a lot more daytime fishing than I will nighttime fishing. Plus, nighttime fishing by yourself, I'm 51, right? If I fall or something, I wouldn't, it's dangerous, right? Especially like the Copper Coast, if you want to get to the spots that are worth fishing on the Copper Coast, you got to do a bit of climbing and stuff, and so I won't be doing too much of that. But anyway, I also wanted to show you this guy. This is a prototype. Myself and Charles Nelson from Seawolf Lures have been putting our heads together, trying to think of something we could produce that would catch a few fish, work for our style of fishing. I like a number of things about it, right? So he's managed to get a bit of weight in the back here. So I've already cast one of these, actually stuck it into his tree. I don't think he ever got it back. I didn't expect it to go so far, right? So I hit it and it just absolutely flew, right? So hoping this plastisol has the same castability, right? I really like the tail. I think the tail is going to push a bit of water. I mean, it's not a new idea. I don't think there's any such thing as a new idea anymore. You know what I mean? Everything is just a version of something else or whatever. But you can see that like not all lures are created equal. I mean, that's obvious, right? Like some lures catch and some don't, and why I don't know, but that's the way it is. So I just wanted to show it to you. It's a prototype. I'm going to test it all autumn. I'm going to let you know how I get on with it. So going to hopefully the weather is going to shift, right? Because what we have, these northeasterly winds are it's unusual for this time of year, right, to have so much northeasterly wind, right? And it looks like we have a big blow coming in the weekend, and again from the east, right? So what I'm looking for is that westerly, southwesterly weather, because that pushes the fish where I want them to be, right, into the estuaries and stuff where I like to fish. So hopefully when we get through this cycle of big tides, we'll see a shift in the weather. I think we might get a good autumn, though. I think there are some really decent fish being caught around the place. Some people I know have been sending me pictures of fish they're catching, and they're really decent stamp of fish, like, you know, and I mean, certainly some of our local marks, I mean, the bird activity is absolutely incredible. Like with the lads there, I mean, they're from the north, right? So they're not accustomed to the kind of bass fishing we get here. And they couldn't believe it. I mean, they could see bass boiling on the surface, you know, around the bait and stuff. And every now and again, they'd come within reach of a big metal, and we just hit them and boom, fish on. So it was a great day, and a lovely bunch of lads, and I learned a lot actually watching the boys fish. I really did. Like, just, you know, always keep your mind open to new things, like new ways of fishing, or new ways of approaching things. You know, that you kind of I don't know what other people are like, but I kind of get stuck in this routine of this is what I do, or I use the same stuff all the time or whatever. Like, I have 1,000 lures, but I end up using the same 5 lures all the time, right? You know, yeah, so it's just to mix it up a little bit or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to get back online, putting a bit of the stuff online, and get things moving again, right? So that's it, folks. Yeah, so tight lines, everybody. I hope people are nailing some fish, and hopefully we have a good autumn, right? I know that October down here can be absolutely extraordinary if the fish show up, you know, and I get to do some estuary fishing with my favourite old style giant X layers and the like. You know, just trotting baits, all the weed will be dead, we'll be able to trot the bottom, and you know, that's my favourite style of fishing. I mean, I just like nothing more than, you know, just that touch fishing, just running baits down a channel, and you feel that dig, boom, you know. And you've always, around us anyway, you always have a chance that this could be the one, right? You could chance of getting a really good fish this time of year. And then what's against you is the weather, right? And that's what I found with the guiding. Like, I mean, not going to make a living at it, but I've been very sick, so it's something to keep me busy and to get a few extra quid in or whatever. And you know, this YouTube stuff is just to share a few thoughts with people, and try and help get people into the sport or whatever, and you know, to promote my own business. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, all businesses do, right? So yeah, so that's it, folks. I mean, tight lines to everybody, and I'm going to fish a good bit this week. So hopefully we'll have a few videos this week, and a bit more to talk about. And we'll see if the shift in the winds come. It's due to come Wednesday, so please God it does. So until then, we'll talk to you soon, and stay well.